I mean, it's possible. You never know. With Twitch, we've seen some pretty funny things happen from time to time.
I think it's just because I'm in Canada. Twitch doesn't like Canada very much. Okay, we're finally good though. I'm at, gotta sync these up actually. Oh.
What time are you at? I can hear you.
I'm waiting. Hold up.
There's like no yellow viruses on the ACM
I'm
screen,
at
but
2-3, 2-4, 2-5, 2-6, 2-7.
alright.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna stop the other one to then replay it and have doubles again, so that's just what we're gonna have to do.
That's cool. I can delay mine and match up with you, and we should be good to go finally.
Really wish there was an
Alright.
easier way to do this, but this will have to do. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. My computer, for the first time in forever, decided to blue screen. The first time I've ever owned it, so.
Okay. I didn't even realize you're back up. I tried to, set up just in case on my end.
Yes, you should celebrate for the fact that I managed to get the race back in well under 2-3 minutes.
That was pretty impressive, actually. Alright, What's the time again on your end? Do I need to?
Mine, it's glitching out right now. I'm assuming Twitch really doesn't like me today, but I gotta resync them because it's going crazy.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. Actually got a Hippo a little bit above his average right now and ACM a little bit below. So this is kind of what Hippo needed to stay in this, and they are level for level right now. Just ACM's got a pretty good virus lead. Just over 20. The one thing I always like to brag about ACM is I've watched him as a player when getting into this community is he makes pills work the best. Like out of anyone that I've seen, he just knows exactly what to do with whatever pill that he's given to where there's not too much waste at the end of the level. I guess that would make sense why he has the world record for this. He just has the smartest play, I think, out of anyone.
Okay, so I'm at 13-14, 13-15, 13-16, 13-17.
Alright. I gotta slow down 10 seconds again.
Yeah.
No biggie. I'd say Hippo kind of has that same mentality as well. But he you can tell is a very fast player. He just doesn't want to take too long on a decision, which can lead to a lot more mistakes. But by the way he plays, he can clean up mistakes really, really fast too, and it doesn't waste too much time in the long run.
Yeah, he's pretty flexible in his thinking with all the placements there, which is something that he generally tries to tell you to do. It's just try not to lock yourself into thinking that, oh, I just want to do this one thing. You gotta be open for if you don't get those pills.
Oh, there we go, we got ACM moving on to level 13 now.
Yeah, it's only slightly ahead right now, so in the grand scheme of things.
But as you can see, ACM with that really, really nice build there, he knew he was going to be waiting on that one certain piece to get that horizontal, and he looked at the viruses that were sitting underneath. And it's plays like that that just can get you so much time over the opponent. But Hippo keeping it close like I would have predicted for him to do. It's gonna be level to level guaranteed, and at the end, like Hippo will never be 2 levels down.
Yeah, it's not going to be that not going to be that big of a gap as we might have seen in the earlier matches. Like, these guys are in the top echelon of Dr. Mario players if you look at the leaderboards, so
Man, that was some pretty smart plays by ACM at the bottom there. He had uh, a lot of the same color viruses bunched together, and he just got the right pills and made the right moves to clear as many as he could at the same time there. And save yourself some pills. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of these viruses bunched up in the corner, which takes a little bit of extra time to clear them. So like Hippo's actually closed the gap a little bit right now. It's less than 20 viruses. And Hippo, the one thing we gotta look for is just paired viruses make so much of a big deal. Mostly I would want to say vertical paired ones because they're just easier to work with. You can aim for horizontals a lot, which these guys definitely will. But verticals just make things a lot easier, especially when you're focusing on like the top row.
And you'll notice for people not very well versed with Dr. Mario that they're doing a good amount of comboing where they're pre-planning what's gonna drop after they already solve. It's just that level of optimization.
You get to see one of the tasks that Hippo's being dealt with right now with no reds to really build from. But you find a way to kind of just throw that red pill off to the side and make it useful. Usually you want to put it like in between a blue and yellow virus so that way you can satisfy if you're getting a yellow red pill or a blue red pill, and then you're eventually just working out to delete that garbage and hopefully unblock some red viruses that were further down on the board.
I just love the random chat that's happening on ACM stream right now. Like, there's no context for that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. You always get to see it at like the bottom.
Yeah.
And he's got the IRC that pops up on there too, so you get to see when he finishes.
Yeah, one of the things that you'll notice at this point, since they've hit level 15 and beyond, is what they want to do is they kind of want to solve for the top corners first, because at level 15 it's not too much of a worry, but later on when the board gets really packed, it's going to be a lot harder to get those top pills cleared off if you didn't clear them first thing. So that was actually a really nice combo done by Hippo there, where he just cleared multiple ones with the dropping chains.
Yeah, that was sick. I did not see that. I knew he was like going to go for some kind of horizontal, but he made like a really creative combo there. And he's going for something even bigger right now. Man, Hippo's doing really cool combos.
Oh yeah.
I love these builds.
Bit of that artistic flair going on with his solving.
Unfortunately, when he did get that double yellow, I think he could have just slid it under like all those like yellow viruses he has on the left, but
Yeah.
instead he went for a horizontal there, which is not too bad. Just leaves him with a little bit of a cleanup now.
Yeah, and one thing I don't know if you caught it or not for the viewers, one thing ACM did was instead of putting the red yellow pill on the top of that vertical line for the red pills, he put it underneath. That was just to save time from waiting for that pill to drop to the bottom. So even at this point, they're still thinking on how to reduce the amount of wait time between, because the more you need the pills to drop vertically, the more time you're essentially wasting. So
board there, you see one of the mistakes on ACM's board. Just a little bit of a backwards pill placement. That's like the worst mistake that you can have too, because it's something you always got to work around.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really like implement a horizontal for it, and it blocks up two of your viruses, and it doesn't really create any new spaces to work with either. It just like flip-flops what you were planning to build with before. It happens far too often too. It's like you're just trying to play a little bit fast and maybe just throw the pill a little bit the wrong way. We'll say this is a little bit unlike ACM. He's making a little bit more mistakes than I'm accustomed to, because Hippo is like right on his tail right now, and according to ACM's timer, he is about two and a half minutes off, and probably on pace for a 33-minute time, maybe. He might still pull off a 32, but these end splits for him are really, really hard to compete with.
Mm-hmm.
And Hippo's on above average pace for him too, so if ACM keeps slipping a little bit with these mistakes and Hippo plays pretty solid, he's got a lot of yellows to deal with right now, which is going to work against him. But we could see an upset for this first game.
Well, one of the things that ACM was mentioning is that he very well could lose a match or two in this. So, because while he does have the world record, it's just to keep hitting that number very consistently is sometimes hard to do. So,
yeah, he might not just be warmed up or something right now. I don't know. He made another mistake at the end of that board there, which wasn't too costly, but it's still gonna add up right now.
yeah.
That was another 10 seconds, I want to say. And now I highly doubt he's gonna get a 32 at this rate.
Twitch, please. It just really doesn't want to give me a stable stream today. It let me stream just fine, like, oh yeah, you want to broadcast high quality, 720? Go for it, 0 frames dropped. You want to watch? Can't do that for you, friend.
Oh boy. ACM kind of panicked a little bit right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. That's the one thing I can see right now.
I'm not sure. He just had a couple mistakes lead to more, and that's the game of Dr. Mario. Kind of just like seeing the wrong moves, and this is gonna waste a lot of time because he's got to dig that top right side out a little bit, which he's kind of cleaned up pretty quickly. And luckily, the garbage that he has on the left side, there are no viruses underneath. He might want to try to clear some of it, but excuse me, it's not really necessary due to the fact he can just do some verticals at the bottom, though he won't miss out probably on 2 horizontals that he could have done with a blue and a yellow. So man, yeah, really, really surprising stuff from ACM right now. This is like dead even. I think maybe he's just like, hey, let's keep it close, make a good race for the people. But like he lost so much time on this stage as well, because those were the worst mistakes that he's done out of all of them. It's kind of just been getting worse and worse as we've been going.
Could just be pre-game. I mean, he did only just set up stream for the finals, so I don't know if he's played earlier today to kind of warm up his hands or anything like that, so
I think I saw in someone's chat that he probably didn't sleep a lot either.
That,
I'm not sure when that man does sleep.
yeah, could be a combination of both. And I'm really trying with the stream, guys. I mean, it's not my computer connection. Forky can confirm that I have a pretty decent setup, so at least better than his.
Yeah, mine's pretty below average.
You know what? It has to be just my internet. I mean, 25 megabits down in Canada. The exchange rate to the States is just like what, 2?
Oh my god. They take away some of your download speed.
Yeah, just that foreign exchange rate.
We're gonna be offering you 50 down, but unfortunately, if you're trying to access servers that are in the US, we're gonna have to take away 15 of it.
I'm just gonna try to reset ACM stream here to get them in sync.
I've had that happen a little bit to me as well for live streamer. Just that like little gray loading screen pops up every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's... yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. There's not much else I can do in this circumstance.
ACM back in his groove for this level though. He's gonna erase some of that time loss that he did have. And he built back a pretty significant lead again. But this is where it becomes crucial, and you got to make your beginning plays count. I say that specifically for level 19 because you will get viruses that are within that like
Yeah, it's very easy to top
fourth
out.
row from the top.
I mean, if Twitch was being nice, you'd be able to see a lot more, but as you can see, he's very skimming the top at those moments there, so if it's like your first time playing that level, you will probably top out if you don't know what you're doing. But now he's in the safe zone again, so it's all good.
Alright, let's see what Hippo can do. He's got himself quite a bit to dig out of right now. But his board looks pretty good for the most part. There's a bunch of horizontals and verticals at the top here, but he's got to be careful. Good combo. If you want, I can try to take over for the next game. My streams have been loading semi-decently, but I'm
like
not
I said,
sure.
I'm streaming 720p, 2.5 kilobits a second upload, 30 frames, or yeah, 30 frames a second. I would do 3 megabits quality, but sometimes it doesn't transcode, and 2.5 is a lot easier to view. So I'm glad you can watch the gray screens perfectly fine, but I can't.
Man, ACM, I think he just warmed up for those first 17 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, alright, I'm just gonna tear through these next ones because that 19 was really, really good.
Yeah, even the start of his 20 right now, it's just crazy how quickly he's dealing with just those top pills.
Hippo still trying to keep it pretty close though. As I say that, he tops out, which is kind of unfortunate. And he's erasing all of his splits right now.
Ouch.
Oh no!
Is that going to be a forfeit then, or is he going to continue?
Nah, he'll continue because ACM hasn't finished yet, and you never know. Even someone like ACM, you
Could
could just
top
have
it,
like
yeah.
a really, really bad day. That doesn't help though. Two top outs in a row, even though they're both really, really early, it adds up and wastes some time.
Yeah, it's definitely looking at this stuff. Failed to load Twitch. Failed to load Twitch. Failed to load Twitch. Gotta love that stuff.
Is it just been like Hippo's feed for you, not ACM's?
No, it's both. If I look at the live streamer logs, it just fails on grabbing chunks of their streams, like legit chunks, and that's why it's causing it. So it's clearly Twitch feeding me the stream. Like, I just restarted it right now, and even then, it just grays out. It's really dumb.
Oh well, it happens.
I'm curious. Actually, I'm not gonna do it, but I bet if I VPN, all my issues would go away. But I'm not gonna start streaming this through a VPN, so.
Man, this ended up being really, really close at the end here too. Actually, this is actually probably the worst time I've ever seen ACM finish
Yeah,
a
that's
0
a
to 20.
34. That's actually really long for him.
And Hippo having a really, really good 20 here after the couple restarts.
If he didn't top it, there was a good chance that he could have maybe done it then. And played a little bit quicker on the earlier ones as well.
So that is GG for both of them. I know Hippo's side maybe a little bit behind right now due to the issues. But hopefully Twitch decides to act a little bit better here and we'll get some good action going for the second one.
Yeah, we're gonna switch over to your stream, right? Or your computer.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that might be
Unfortunately,
best.
it goes from 720 to like less than 480p.
As long as there's, you know what? It's as long as it's more. I prefer like 320 gameplay in comparison to 720p gray. So take your battles where they work.
Alright, I guess with that, we'll be right back. The stream's gonna go down a little bit again, and hopefully we won't have any troubles for the second one.
Yeah, so we will see you guys in a tiny bit.
Awesome, already synced up on here. Let's get right into this. ACM's bored. He hasn't been getting the best luck on these beginning setups. When you have two of the same color pills like right next to each other and one's like a little bit buried underneath, it's really, really hard to work around. And look at this like little cube of viruses, all different colors at the top there too. That's something you
So,
really don't like seeing. Oh, what's up, Aries?
yeah, what time are you at right now for
Uh,
the
I'm
tournament?
at 36, 37, 38.
I'm somehow ahead of you. I really believe it's just the Canadian internet exchange rate at this point.
It's a good thing to blame it on right now. I had to delay a lot to like catch up to you, which I probably could fast forward right now, but they're already synced.
Nah, it's fine. Just gotta know what time you're at, so. What time is that again?
1, 10, 11, 12. Also, I'm probably dropping a little bit of the frames every once in a while. And that's due to just Ohio internet. Ohio internet's terrible. But besides a little bit of frame drops here and there, we should not have any desyncs, hopefully. You never know.
Yes, I'm about like 150-ish right now. As long if I'm behind you, that's better. So,
If you, yeah, that works.
and man, ACM is flying.
Yeah, after that, little bit of bad luck on level 0, he's just placing pills down so fast. So Hippo's been kind of gaining a little bit back right now. He blocked off his horizontal, which was kind of bad there because he had a really good setup. But there was like a lot of multiple options that he had at that point in time. It's really hard to decide because it was like he had that horizontal and the vertical set up for the two yellow viruses, but he couldn't do both at the same time with the build that he had, so he had to choose which one to do first. And as he did the vertical on the far right side, it caused him to just wait for a couple more pills to finish off the rest of the board. So Hippo's 20 seconds behind right now. Pretty fair for what the beginning game offers. I try
Mhm.
not to take the leads too seriously early on, just because of times are really based on what kind of placements that you get. Because it's so easy to see what all your options are, so you'll know what the optimal move is most of the time. But if you're not given good options to get the most optimal move that you can, then you'll be stuck for a little bit.
Yeah, and the one thing about the later levels is because there's so many more pills, it gives you a lot more options for when something falls. So in the early levels, if you need a specific one to do, like your 2 pills, and you don't get it, that's gonna get you farther behind. So
I love seeing Hippo shine in these like 6 to 10 stretch. Because
Mm-hmm.
you get a lot more viruses to work with as compared to the very, very early rounds. But you still have a lot of room to work with. So you can make some really, really creative builds, kind of like what he's doing right now with these blues. It's a pretty nice T clear. Unfortunately, again, kind of blocking off his horizontal that he has at the bottom of the screen. Managed to get a pretty good favorable amount of yellow pills to clear it out, though.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm behind you, but if you look at ACM's stream right now, is that one little random blue pill on the top left there? He's probably going to save that for last, because like I was mentioning earlier, if he solves it now, well, he did it because he had a double, but if he had any single one, he's going to put that off as long as possible, because it doesn't want the blue pill basically go from the very top left-hand corner, then drop it all the way down, because that would just kill so much time.
Mm-hmm. You definitely, in moments of those where it's just one isolated virus kind of up above everything else, the only way usually someone clears it is if it's a double pill. You don't have to wait
Yeah.
for any falling animation, unless you're really thin on options and it's one that fits like really well, like the pill that drops will fall on the same colored virus.
Yeah, in the first 10 levels, that's where a lot of the strategy goes to. Like, for this, at this tier here, it's also, while trying to solve it as quick as possible, you're also trying to minimize the amount of downtime you have while waiting for the pills to fall, because there's so much open space.
Well, that's a really neat play that ACM was fishing for right there. He knew that he was going to basically have yellow pills dropping from the right side anyway. So with that double yellow, he placed it on top of everything else because he's like, well, I'll have the time that's getting wasted as they're falling anyway, so might as well put this at the top too. Man, there he goes again with backwards pill placements, and he put that red horizontally when I think he meant to put it vertically, and
Yeah,
he's in a rough
one of the
situation.
one of the unfortunate things about Dr. Mario is it doesn't really give you any lock delay at all on the pieces. If it hits that bottom part, it's locked. It doesn't move anything. It's kind of like NES Tetris. As soon as that piece hits the bottom, you're done. So, can't move it fast enough or keep it moving, it just... And because it's in such an awkward corner right now, he's probably going to have to start solving from underneath up. Which is actually going to be interesting to see how he does it at this point. See, he can't solve for the red on top of it.
Yeah, he's gonna try to build underneath most likely. Maybe try to fish for a horizontal, but I doubt it.
What he might do is end up clearing off enough of that bottom corner so he can just start throwing his garbage there and use that to try to clear the top.
Which that's what it's looking like he's planning for. Just the unfortunate thing is, even though it looks like a really efficient way to cover up a mistake, it does waste a lot of time. As you can see, just these like little extra pills that he's had to place, and Hippo's gained back a lot of the lead
Oh yeah,
that he
this
lost.
is definitely something that Hippo very much needs right now. Lets him catch up a lot.
And if you could see ACM split, he lost 40 seconds on that level, so you could tell that that one mistake at the top led to a lot of damage.
Yeah, because if you look at his times, it takes about minute to 2 minutes at this point in the game, and if he's lost 40 seconds just on that mistake, he could have already been halfway through another level at this point.
The game's brutal, man. It doesn't want you to mess up. If you mess up, it leads into big time losses. I guess you could
Hmm.
say that with, most speed games. But it's like, with this game, it looks like something that you could recover, when in reality, it's going to be really hard to work around. And it can happen so quickly or out of your control. Because it's like, well, you're on level 18 or 19, and your whole top row of viruses is only blues and reds, and then it gives you that yellow pill to start off, and you already have to start improvising. Talk about a fast 11 from ACM, though.
Yeah, that was crazy. We moved away to watch Hippo for like a brief moment and come back, and he's already done.
He he lost like 40 seconds on that and gained 30 seconds on that. Even though you're given so many more viruses each level, he finished that level 30 seconds faster than he did for 11.
Honestly, I think the more fun parts are the later levels because it just opens up so much that you can do. With the more pills or the more viruses on the board, the better it is. Because in essence, I mean, every pill becomes a lot more useful.
Good end of the board for ACM there. Like, all those blues just added up really well, and he got a bunch of double blue pills to work his way to. Like, it was a slow start for that level. It was a very, very strong finish. That right side's gonna be a little bit of a pain to deal with on Hippo's side. He's got like the case of the reverse reds and yellows at the top there. And when you clear it a little bit unevenly there, it leads to colors just being stacked up all in that top row. There's like a bunch of yellows that were up there. He's getting a bunch of double yellows to like clear it away. It can be very frustrating to deal with though. It was a good horizontal on ACM's side. He had a chance to do a T clear instead of the horizontal with those like two yellows on the side there. But I think that was the more smart play because he has a really easy chance of getting rid of those yellow viruses, especially now because he's got himself another T set up potentially. He's got to exactly wait for that double yellow pill. Ends up getting it though, so really good combo there. Those are hard ones to fish for, especially double yellow pills. Sometimes you can like get a good number of them, but sometimes the game just says no. And not only if you have to wait for a double yellow pill, sometimes just any kind of yellow pill takes forever. Alright, so this is a lot bigger lead than what we saw last time. I think ACM's playing a lot better. He's still kind of like under the pace of what we would normally see him do. But he can easily finish this one at the 20-minute mark. Which is going to mean that he has a lot of room for error for 16 to 20, where he was like, I want to say he was 22 minutes after 0 to 15 last run. This is when I like to see players really express their creativity, is when they just have that group of same viruses at the bottom there. And he made that really cool combo on ACM's side with the red T that like fell down after his initial virus clear. And so it cleared up the rest of the reds there and ended up making a really good end to that board right now. And yeah, he finished that stage at 20 minutes in. I think ACM averages somewhere around 11 minute, 16 to 20, 11 to 12 minutes I want to say, so on pace for a 31, 32 minute time. More of what I think his average is for this category. Hippo's got like an interesting board here in the center. It could work out really well. He has like a lot of space to do a bunch of different moves here. He had like that little gap in between his top row viruses and his bottom, and he could throw a lot of excess pieces if he wanted to down there. And that ultimately ended up for him making that really good T clear and clearing, I think it was 5 red viruses at the same time. It was a really, really good number of them. It was good awareness at the end on the Hippo side too. He got 2 horizontals back to back, even though if it was me, if I had already committed to building on the vertical, I might have gotten lost in seeing the potential what the horizontal could be down there and clearing 2 viruses, thus having to wait for potentially 3 more pills than what you've had to. But that's just something Hippo is really, really good at in this game. It's starting one plan, but noticing midway, hey, I'm going to abandon this plan because this is going to be better for me in the long run. I figured he was going to go for that because now he had that horizontal lined up. I think, like, the cleanness of Acmlm's board right now is really, really sick. The conditions for this is, consider the main category of, like, the Dr. Mario series is, they call it 0 to 20, so they'll do 0 to 20 levels, each one getting more and more viruses, so it becomes more and more difficult. And it's just the first one to finish through all 20. It's cool because as it gets harder and harder, you get more and more unique strategies, and you gotta like pay attention more because the pills will get faster and faster as the game goes along too. I see him waiting for that yellow pill at the top there. Waiting way too long for it. Just give him the yellow pill so he can finish this. He gets the yellow pill, but he gets it like the wrong one that he wants. He could have put the red one on top there, but it ends up creating more garbage to work around. Good T combo on ACM's side. It's hard to see those. A lot of people can see combos, but when you're doing a combo that ends up with like a horizontal and a vertical clear happening at the same time, I always think that's just really, really good awareness. And he did it with the same color as well. That's really, really hard to set up considering it's really easy to just clear the pills intentionally before you actually get your combo done. There you go, we got ACM though heading into 19. Much, much better from last run. He is definitely on pace for a 31 right now if he keeps it up. Hippo hovering right above his average though. I think this is just about wrapped up though. ACM's got over a stage lead right now. And with how clean he's playing, it'll be really, really hard to make a comeback. He's got a lot of yellows and reds to deal with, but he just utilized it so well. Like, he set up a really, really good T clear at the bottom, and now he has a chance for a horizontal. Like, he made quick work of that left side. That's how you can tell when someone's really, really good at the game. They make boards that looked really, really bad for that second, but turned it around a 360. Hippo's just got to do a little bit of cleanup here. At the end of his board, his red viruses are kind of covered up. I think he'll go for this yellow horizontal coming up, and then maybe try to build underneath the reds. But he's going to need to clear that far right red virus before he can do that. No, he's going to go for the horizontal here. It's probably a smart move. I probably would have went for the virus at the very right first, just because he had the double red viruses earlier, and now he had to waste that many pills to try to get one at that point in time. So I think that would have worked out for him if he committed to that move a little bit earlier. But still that level lead. ACM on tournament point right now on the last level. Gonna feel better about this with a much better time than what his last race was. There's so many like squares of viruses on ACM's screen right now too. He could save even more time at the end here. I think he most likely will. There are a lot of horizontals lined up at the bottom. He won't be able to hit all of them because you know you got to make room before you can actually do the horizontal. But like all these double virus lineups are just beautiful. Made up for some like unlucky RNG early on, I guess. And
Yeah.
he's literally got no pill waste. Welcome back.
So, turns out it wasn't a Canadian internet straight. It's called Dumbass Brother torrenting a game because his logic is all you needed was upload, not download.
Oh
He took
boy.
my 25 connection all the way down to 3 megabits on a speed test.
That makes sense. Oh well. We got the match stream now. Just at the
It
end
looks
of
like
it
he's
too.
with a 31-38, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Much
It
better
looks like
than him.
Hippo's not too far behind.
Yeah, GG ACM. Much deserved. We kind of figured he would take it all, and he played well enough, and he will be the Dr. Mario champion, not dropping a single game all tournament.
Yeah, the undisputed champion.
We'll follow along with Hippo as he's gonna be finishing off the rest of this level. He's ahead of his average right now too. I think he'll, if he can finish with a 34-minute time, he'll probably be pretty happy with this last run. I think this has been a pretty fun tournament the whole time.
Oh yeah. It got a lot of like we actually had a really good turnout. What, 30-ish people signed up?
Yeah, 32, right on the dot, which makes really, really good even number for brackets, because in terms of like the 2, 4, 8, 16, yada yada. But we started this like group of puzzle people a couple of years ago, and it was mostly like Puzzle League. And we've tried to expand to more games as of recent, and this was like our first stab at a tournament that wasn't a Puzzle League related game. And it's been really cool because we had a lot of people who were involved in the Puzzle League community take stabs and actually like learning to get really good at this game. And we've had just like random people throughout the speedrunning community trying to pick this up and test their skills at it. And it's been really fun because we've seen tons and tons of people improve their time drastically by like 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's been really fun watching all these people, like even ourselves when we played, just like starting really cruddy times and getting them to somewhat decent, respectable times. So,
But I guess that's it. GG to Hippo. He had to go up against ACM, really, really tough opponent. I think he'll be glad with getting the second place here. He did really well throughout the tournament, and I was very happy with what I saw with him.
oh yeah, both players were fantastic, and chat pointed out FFR specifically. This makes our tournaments 2-0 for Canada right now. It's actually funny because most of the good Dr. Mario players are somehow in Canada.
Canada riding over the tournament wins.
Yep.
We'll see if they can take the next one, which we will talk about right now. I actually have to add this really quick, but we are continuing this tournament series, and we're doing a bunch of different games. So we're going to be doing a game called Super Puzzle Fighter. I don't know if anyone's ever played it in here, but it branched off just from the Street Fighter scene. It's a really, really fun, addictive puzzle game, and that's going to be starting in November. So I definitely recommend everyone check that out.